What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Lou Streets back with some more LSV. And in this video, we are talking Mortal Kombat 1. Now, as you guys know, MK1 got off to a terrible start, and around that time, you couldn't really find any tweets or communication from Ed Boon or the rest of the team. But it seems that since the Chameleon update, the nerfs of Peacemaker and Striker, things are going back the right direction and people are starting to enjoy the game more, especially with the implementation of Movado. And as you can see, Ed Boon is giving us some new tweets, and he has a whole thread here about things that could be potentially put into the game. Now, he did say to take this with a grain of salt, and he's not promising anything, but if you guys remember that old poll with the first to 2 and first to 3 with Combat League and the Wi-Fi filter, a lot of those things came to fruition, so we gotta pay attention to this thread, so let's check it out. So first things first, let me say I believe that pretty much 90% of what's in this poll is gonna happen in some capacity, even if it's just by section. I did review it slightly, but I wanna check it out with you guys in real time, so let's get started. So the first thing that we have here is a tweet from Ed Boon that says, got some stuff, got some questions, and some fun in this multi-tweet post. That's something that you never see from Ed Boon, but now we have a multi-tweet post, right? Starting with this closer look at cameo fighter Ferra in Mortal Kombat 1. She plays unlike any cameo fighter in the game, and we can't wait for you to check her out. Now, what does he mean by that? And the thing that I'm also noticing is in all of Ferra's shots, if you notice, let's zoom this in. She's always standing on a bag of heads. Now, we saw in the trailer for Homelander, she won't be standing on a bag of heads, she'll be standing on your back. And we also saw a screenshot of that with Scorpion. So when he says that she plays different, I wonder what he means by that. And we didn't really see any of her moves in the Homelander trailer. I'm probably gonna pull up some MKX footage just to see if we can get some comparison. Okay, shout out to the homie AHMZ1404 for his amazing combo videos. You guys know, if you're familiar with Mortal Kombat content, he does a ton of these, right? But I think I have a hot take here. I think that in one or two ways, this is how Ferra's gonna work. She's gonna have some cameo calls, of course. I wanted to come check out some combo videos from MKX because I didn't play it that much, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here. You guys can quote me on this and see if I'm right when we get actual footage. But, of course, she's gonna have some cameo calls where she extends combos or do things of that nature, kind of like all the other characters do. But I think I'm gonna add a third way. No, I'm gonna stick with two. I think two. I don't think the third one is as viable. I think either she's gonna have cameo calls where she extends to some extent like other characters do. But what I really think is that since Ferra is actually on your shoulders, we already seen that screenshot with Scorpion in the classic uniform from 1991 Mortal Kombat film. It seems that Ferra's gonna be on your shoulders. I could see her changing or extending your combos by giving you more strings. Think, Ed Boon said that she's not gonna play like any other cameo. Well, every other cameo has cameo calls, ambush, summons, and some type of way to play defense or either be aggressive with zoning, right? If Ferra's on your back, she's kind of close to you and always on screen at all times, I got a feeling that you don't call her. Either she has some type of active properties that give you like a damage buff, or the real idea that I have is that I think Ferra's gonna give you combo extension based on changing your strings since she's an extension of you. Even if the string is the cameo button and it's just a directional input, but it all flows like an actual combo that you can change up and potentially mix. I'm kind of going out on a limb with that one, but tell me in the comments, do you guys think that I'm bugging? So I'm gonna say this again, let me repeat it one more time. One of two possibilities. She has some cameo calls potentially off the right bumper, but I think that there's a chance that Ferra may actually change your strings since she's always on screen all the time. She may have a couple properties that have defensive buffs or offensive buffs or some type of special move buff or something like that, but I really think that the way to make her unique, she's gonna change your combo strings or enhance them in certain ways. Think about like Mortal Kombat 11 when Scorpion had the Searing Rage variation. He had certain strings that would change for him because he was using that variation, but he didn't have access to that if he wasn't using that. I think Ferra could kind of be similar in that capacity, and no other cameo does that, so I'm gonna go out on a limb with that one and say that that's what it might be. Quote me on this, and if I'm right, come back to this video and make sure you give my props in the comments. Let's go back to the tweets. Okay, so let's get back to the tweets. That was a fun Ferra theory, but let's get back to the tweets. So the next tweet with Ed Boon in this thread says, costumes. With 30 plus years of Mortal Kombat games and movies, there have been many versions of the fighters. Depending on when you first discovered MK, everyone has memories of their favorite MK costume. In recent years, we've tried to celebrate these classic costumes by putting them in our games. In MK11, we added movie skins from the 1995 movie. My correction, I think I said in the last clip, I said something about Scorpion being in the 1991 skin movie. 1995, my bad. Let me just correct that. Anywho, so he goes on to say, I know this is pointless because people are going to speculate, which I'm doing right now in this video, by the way. Disclaimer. None of these questions posed should be taken as any kind of hint, promise, or confirmation of features coming to Mortal Kombat 1. These are mostly for fun, and it's always great to hear from players and fans. Now, I'm not totally buying that because that's what they did with the last poll. And what are you going to do with this information? You said you're going to communicate with us. This seems like a form of communication to me. So as far as I'm concerned, there's validity to what they're going to do with this. Now, how quick they're going to do it, who knows? But this isn't just for fun, Ed Boon. And fun for you guys is more sale and more positive recognition as far as your brand, especially after that horrible launch. So no, I'm not going with speculation or for fun or blah, 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 blah. There's something to this. There's credence to this. There's credence. Let's get back to it. We've already announced the upcoming Scorpion skin from the 1995 MK movie. What other Mortal Kombat movie skins would you want to see in MK1? And here's a voting poll. The options are MK Annihilation 1997, Scorpion's Revenge, the animated film, the 2021 movie, which has 30%. I'm surprised that that's so high. I think I even voted for Annihilation myself. And then the upcoming MK2 movie peak. Nah, don't give us nothing new. We don't have no allegiance to that. I'm surprised that the 2021 movie is the highest one, but that's got the highest one. Let's go to the next poll. Okay, so the next poll is, when did you first start playing Mortal Kombat? I'm an OG gamer, old as hell, I just look young. I was here for the very first Mortal Kombat. He says the arcade era, MK through MK4, the 3D games, Daily Alliance to Armageddon, and back to 2D, MK9 to MK1. Let's see where people are. This is actually pretty spread out evenly. Arcade era, we have the highest amount, but it's not by much. 36% of the arcade area, 35.9, basically 36%. Back to 2D is the newer games. That's 33% when they made their resurgence. And the 3D games had about 30%. So that's actually, if you say introduction, and this is 35, 34%, and then 30%, because that's 33.7. So that's virtually 34%. 35.9 is 36. And then you have 30%. That means that's pretty much 3 generations of Mortal Kombat being introduced to a group of players at once. Because this is spread out pretty evenly. I would have thought that arcade would have had the biggest jump, and then 2D would be, back to 2D would be the second, but this is actually very evenly matched. Okay, next poll. Which of these returning guest fighters combat packs would you want to see in MK1? Oh, now this is surprising. I don't think, how could this be for fun? How could this be for fun? They already have the relationships. They have the IP in certain scenarios. How could this be fun? How could this just be for fun? We have MK9. Oh, I didn't vote for this. I'm gonna vote for this in real time with you guys. Who do I want back? All right, let's take it. Let's read it first. We have MK9 for Freddy Krueger, Kratos from God of War, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so Leatherface. Then we have MKX, Alien, Predator, and Jason. Alien was fucking busted, but Predator was actually pretty strong. Actually, all 3 of them was pretty strong. Predator and Jason and Alien was broken as hell at that time. I didn't even play MKX like that, and I remember how broken it was just by watching it. So that's pretty good. And then you have MK11, Terminator, Rambo, and RoboCop. Yeah, I don't see MK11 having a chance at all. Nah. I think of those 3, people will probably want Term the most just because he's the most iconic. Rambo was cool, but he was all right, and I don't think RoboCop really resonates in today's society as far as being like a classic hero. Like, we know who RoboCop is, but I grew up during all these movies, and of them all, Terminator was by far the most popular back then, and I would probably say it's the most popular right now. My vote, I'm going to go with Alien, Predator, and Jason just because I didn't play MKX, and I love Predator. So if he was to come back, I would love to pick him up. So I'm going to go with MKX. Let's see. Who do you guys think gonna win the poll? Before I press the button on this, comment below and say who you think is gonna win the poll on this in the comments. I'm going to click it now, but I'm going to say MKX. Let's see who wins. MKX by far. So people want Alien, Predator, and Jason. MK11, as I said, Terminator, RoboCop, and Rambo didn't stand much of a chance. It's actually even lower than I expected. MK9 with Freddy, Kratos, and Texas Chainsaw Leatherface, 41%. And I think part of that 41% is really just a byproduct of MK11 being such a bad choice as far as the DLC. So MKX won by over half the votes. All right, next tweet. For previous NetherRealm games, MKX and Injustice 2, we made custom skins and shaders to support the prize pools of tournaments and esports and community events. MKX had Crimson Ermac and Blue Steel Sub-Zero. If we were to have a Mortal Kombat 1 Pro Competition Season 2, would you like to see us release costumes and shaders to support prize pools for it? Of course, that's 90% because why wouldn't we want people to win money in tournaments? So obviously, like, I'm surprised even 9% said no. Maybe they're looking at it from a microtransaction standpoint, but I mean, if it goes to making the community continue to grow and be exciting, then of course, like, I would definitely buy those skins if they had those and they went to the prize pools and continued to grow the game. 100% I'd do it. So 91% on that. All right, the next tweet is, what was your favorite part of Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath? Was it the new story? Was it the new fighters, babalities, or gameplay balances? Mortal Kombat 11 had babalities? I read this earlier because I voted on this. This is how I came across the thread, was on this tweet. And just for the votes, I voted new fighters because we always want new characters, right? That's always awesome. But when I saw this, I would have to go back and look at some of my content. I don't think, did Mortal Kombat 11 have babalities? I don't remember babalities coming back. Because I remember saying that I wanted those back just to troll babalities and animalities, but I don't remember babalities coming back. It only has a 10% on the vote. It says, what was your favorite part of Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, as if it was part of the game. I don't remember that. I could be wrong on that. I could go back and look, but I don't feel like I ever saw Mortal Kombat 11 babality. Am I overlooking that? You got, hey, kill me in the comments if I overlooked that, but I don't remember Mortal Kombat 11 having babalities, which makes no sense to me because I made 400 Mortal Kombat 11 videos. But if they did have babalities, kill me in the comments. But I'll pick new fighters, which is what you would expect. Gameplay balances was terrible because we had Jade running amok, we had Cetrion running amok, we had Slight Gas Cabal running amok, upgraded Jackie. I thought Fujin was decent, even though a lot of people said he was top 1 for broken various reasons. Some people hated Kotal Khan. I was fine with Kotal. Sindel was trash. She should have been patched in some kind of way. We had like a good 6 or 7 characters just getting away with murder. So gameplay balance has got to be at the bottom for sure. Hopefully they'll continue to adjust that with this current game and make it have a great balance. All right. And then he has another tweet that says, speaking of cameo fighters, and we get a sneak peek at what I would think would be Ferra's cameo fatality. She kind of splits Kung Lao down the middle. I don't want to have that on the screen too long because I don't want to get this video demonetized, so we'll scroll off of that. That's a sneak peek. Which MK movie fighter would you want to see join the cameo roster in MK1? Artlene or Cole Young? I don't really know who Artlene is. Artlene doesn't even ring a bell to me. If I'm a Mortal Kombat fraud as far as lore, you guys let me know, but I'm going to pick Cole Young, which I actually said before Mortal Kombat 1 came out. I said I wouldn't have mind seeing Cole Young in the game anyway because you made him an intricate part of the movie, so you might as well add him to the game because, I mean, it doesn't make sense to have this character that's going to be in all the future movies going forward, and he's not in the game, so put him in the game. So I'm voting Cole Young. Ooh, Artlene won. I'm going to have to do some research on who Artlene is. I'm not really familiar with Artlene at all. That doesn't even ring a bell in my, Mortal Kombat lexicon at all. What was your favorite of the previous Mortal Kombat single player game modes? Challenge Tower, Deception Conquest, MKX Crypt, Mortal Kombat 11 Towers of Time. I didn't play those other games, so I have to go with Towers of Time by default, but I really did enjoy Towers of Time. Like when I went to get some new gear or I was doing the Liu Kang Towers, that was really fun, so I'm gonna go with Towers of Time. Fairly evenly spaced out. MKX Crypt won. Oh, no. Deception Conquest won by far. I didn't play Deception, so I just don't remember that mode. I don't think I remember playing Deception. Like, I'm trying to get it to ring a bell in my head. I always hear about Conquest mode, but I don't think I played Deception. I think I didn't come back to fighting games until Injustice 2 came out, and that's what brought me back to Mortal Kombat because I started playing fighting games online again in general. So Deception with a landslide win by 46%, and then we have MK9 Challenge Tower 15%, Crypt 22, and Towers of Time 15%. But I'm biased because I like Mortal Kombat 11 the best. In the past, we've created alternate announcer voices in MK games. Who would you most like to have added as the MK1 announcer voice? Dan Forden, all calls made in Toasty voice. Ed Boon, all calls made in Scorpion Yelling voice. Steve Ritchie, classic MK1 Shao Kahn voice. I would have to go with the Shao Kahn voice because I don't want to hear Toasty voices all game and I don't want to hear Scorpion Yelling all game. So I'm going to go with Steve Ritchie and the Shao Kahn voice. Oh, Ed Boon won the majority of the vote. I feel like that's more of a fan vote. Like, they just love Ed Boon, so that's why he won that vote. And that is pretty much where the tweets end. That's his last tweet. But I think overall, this is a cool read. However, I think Ed Boon is finding the things in here that he really wants information-wise, while adding some of that other stuff to throw us off. Like the stuff about single-player game mode, the stuff about the skins and shaders for tournament, and the stuff about returning DLC. I think those things are really important to Ed Boon, and I think those things are going to have an impact on what this game actually brings to the table as far as future DLC and stuff like that, and changes and updates and adding on new modes and all that. I think the rest of the stuff is to throw us off, but those particular 3 things are really, really important. The returning DLC, the single conquest mode, the skins and shaders for tournament mode, and then also what our favorite packs were as far as costumes go. I think those are legitimate and the rest is just to throw us off. But overall, I just want to take a look at these tweets because Mortal Kombat is going in the right direction, and as it continues to go in the right direction, I expect to hear more communication and tweet threads like this from Ed Boon. Let me know what you guys think. Is he just blowing smoke when he says none of this should be taken serious and all this should be with a grain of salt? Or is he really fishing for real information? Because I personally think that he is with those topics that I mentioned. And then also, let me know for my prediction on how Ferra will play in Mortal Kombat 1. Do you guys think I'm right about this? Because I feel that my hot take might be on the money. For her to play different from everybody else, she would have to not rely on the cameo button so much, and you would have to find a different way to integrate her. Plus, she's always on screen because she's on your back. I think she extends combo strings in a different way, that she has real legitimate strings that you can use. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Till the next time, it's your boy Lou Streets. I am out. Peace. A nemesis.